Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Halftime. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you all. Hey, you're here with your boy Ryan. What up, though? Hope you guys are all good. Hope you guys are all looking after yourselves as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and it's good to have all of you guys back again. Before I even start, please click subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for all of the subscribers so far. I appreciate all 35 of you. Thank you so much. If you know anyone that loves football and you want to just share this podcast, you are more than welcome to do so. Please share it on your social media, whatever the case is. Tell people about it. This is the only daily football news show in South Africa where I chat about all the things happening around Europe and what the papers are talking about. It's mainly concerned with the Premier League, but this audio also will not be on the Dugout podcast. Halftime is strictly for YouTube, and I hope you guys have gotten the picture. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm happy to have all of you guys back. Now, this is just basically an episode of me addressing the Pep Out hashtag. There's been calls for Pep Guardiola to lose his job, and there's been questions over his recent loss in the Champions League to Lyon. Now, I've maintained an opinion that's very controversial. I've actually called him Fraudiola in the past. You know, Pep has been someone that has had elite players in the entirety of his career, and he's never been in a place where he's had to coach his way out. I think you look at City under Mancini. You look at them under Manuel Pellegrini, and now under Pep. There's been one very similar recurring problem. I think defensively they were much better under the Italian Mancini. I just think that ever since like the end of Mancini's reign, just until the entirety of Manuel Pellegrini, in fact, and even now, I think we even saw in the beginning of Pep's reign that the one recurring issue that City have had has been defensively. It's been defensively, you know. So for me, it's just a question of like, what does Pep do? I mean, he spent over £200 million on defenders, since he's been at City. So it's just like, you've got to ask yourself, there's rumors that Pep doesn't even do defensive coaching in his training sessions. So I don't know how to feel about this. In my own very humble opinion, Pep is bulletproof at City. He really is. He really is. The club is set up to keep him there for a long period of time. If Pep's name was Steve and he was British, there'd be questions around the manager's future. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It's Pep Guardiola we're talking about. Someone that's won 29 trophies wherever he's been. He won the domestic treble with City. So there's no place to question his future, number one. Number two, if there even were questions around Pep's future, let's be real about this. If there really were questions around Pep's future, where do City go from there? Who's better? Who's better? Let's be honest. I mean, who do City realistically go out there and get and say, this manager is going to, win us the Champions League? Because that essentially is what Pep was hired for. That's essentially what Pep was hired for. So there's no place to hide for Pep right now. I really think Pep Guardiola has to really amend his tactical nous towards defensive play. I just think going forward, City are brilliant, but there needs to be some sort of... Because he has the personnel. He's got Rodri. If you ask me defensively if each player has gone forwards or backwards, let's look at it. Has John Stones gone forward since he's moved to City? Nope, he's gone backwards. He's regressed as a football player. Has Otamendi gotten better? No, he hasn't. He's regressed as a football player. There's constantly mistakes in him. So he's gone backwards. You look at Eric Garcia. He just came in, so I can't really make up my mind. Eloquem Mangala, who came in and left. Was he was like the Koulibaly of Europe once upon a time? Has he regressed since he's come to City? Yes, he has. So it's a thing of what does Pep do? Does Pep buy his way out of it, or does he coach his way? I would recommend Pep coaches his way out, if I'm being honest. I'd recommend Pep gets a defensive coach that can drill the back four, probably include Rodri and Fernandinho in the defensive midfield roles just to teach them how to... Fernandinho's been a great player in the middle of the park defensively. He's been world-class for a very long time. But are we going to expect Fernandinho to cover the entirety of the back four every single time? We can't place the onus on one player. We can't do that. But City City have really built the club in a way that it almost shields Pep Guardiola from questions around his future, from criticism. They really have. You look at it this way, and when I speak about the structure, let me kind of inform you what I mean. So Ferran Soriano, who's the chief exec at City, he's Pep's really old friend and business partner. They're very good friends. Is he gonna make noise about like replacing Pep? No, he's not. You look at Tixi Begiristan, who's the director of football at City. He's Pep's close friend, and he's been scouting Pep's players from the beginning of time before he even came to the football club. And just to go back to Ferran Soriano, he was the man that was tasked with bringing Pep to Manchester City. So, if we're being honest here, like Pep is just truly bulletproof. He's truly bulletproof. But if his name was Steve and he was British, I don't think he'd still be in a job, number one. Or it'll either be that, or there'd be question marks around his future, if I'm being honest. No, I think just because it's Pep Guardiola, he's just within a job now at City. There's a real harsh reality that City have the most expensive squad in the Premier League. And I think out of all the teams that were in the quarterfinals in the Champions League, City still have the most expensive squad. Even though they're not winning titles, their squad is the most expensively assembled squad in many a competition. So for me, it's getting to a point now where, what do City do? Do they hire a defensive coach? Like, how do they go forward? That loss against Lyon, their manager Garcia has been there for 6 months or 5 months or however long it's been, and he has transformed Lyon into they've played some really good football, if I'm being honest. And they were really good against City. They stifled them. They didn't allow City to play. City couldn't even breathe, basically. But they are 7th in League One. They're 7th. They are 7th. This loss that Pep has got now, it can't be compared to the likes of Klopp losing those cup finals. It can't be compared to that. Liverpool at those moments in time played the best teams around at those times to have lost those finals. They did not play 7th place teams like Lyon. You look at because I've seen a couple of tweets about City fans having a go at Arsenal fans for being Champions League participants. But every single time Arsenal have gone out of the round of 16 or the quarterfinals of the Champions League, look at who they've played. So between 2011 and 2017, Arsenal were eliminated in the first knockout stage every single year. Yet, let's look at who they draw before we make any kind of conclusion. They drew Barcelona in their prime, AC Milan in their prime, Bayern Munich again in their prime, Monaco again, Barcelona again, and Bayern Munich. Like, where were Arsenal actually made as favourites in any of those games? Tell me when. Arsenal weren't favourites in any of those games. And I know I talk about Arsenal quite a bit, and I really do apologize, guys, but I have to use examples, like tangible examples. Arsenal had to be the best one, unfortunately. But looking at it like that, there wasn't a single tie where Arsenal were the favourites. City are continuously the favourites in Champions League ties, and they still lose. They lost to Lyon last year in the quarterfinals. They lost. The previous year, they lost to Liverpool. No, wait, I lie. They lost to Lyon, but Spurs knocked them out last year. And Spurs were 27 points? Yeah, Spurs were 27 points behind them when they knocked them out last year. The previous year was Liverpool. Liverpool were 25 points behind City in that year. They still knocked them out at the Etihad. So for me, it's becoming a thing now where Pep Guardiola has nowhere to hide. He's got nowhere to hide. He may be bulletproof within the City hierarchy and within the regime at the football club, but the media are slowly going to turn on Pep and make it very difficult for him to make excuses. We're hearing a very similar thing of like Pep saying, "Oh, we will try again next year, and we will try to win the cup. We will go again." And for me, it's just like Pep can't afford to keep making these excuses. He can't. He has to adapt his tactics to a way that is gonna help City play in the Champions League. The Champions League is a really weird competition, but it's why Pep was hired. He was hired to come and win the Champions League for City. So, I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Hit me up in the comments. Is Pep a fraud? Is he not? What do you guys think? I think he is. But essentially, he's not a bad manager. He's one of the best we've ever seen. I have to be honest with you. But it's just that Pep cannot keep buying his way out of trouble. He can't. He can't. He's bought Nathan Ake now to come through for next season. Is Nathan Ake the long-term solution to Pep's defensive woes? Only time will tell. In my own opinion, I don't think so. Because he's competition for Laporte. He's not going to play with him. They both left-sided centre-backs. So, I don't know. I don't know where City go from here. I don't know. Do they buy their way out of trouble? It's a very weird one. It's an extremely, extremely, extremely weird one. Like, it's really difficult. You know, the reason why it's so inexcusable for City to be losing to the likes of Lyon and Monaco, or whatever, is because they've plundered those teams for their players. They took Benjamin Mendy. They took Benjamin Mendy. They took Bernardo Silva. You know, from Monaco, and that's after they've lost to them. You know, I remember they lost to them. I think it was 2 or 3-1, and Bernardo Silva was crazy that day. I really think Pep has to coach his way out of these things. You know, the hashtag has been trending on Twitter, Pep out. I don't agree with it personally. I don't think Pep should leave. There's nobody better. I think the reason why Pep is ultimately bulletproof and why he's safe is that there's nobody better. You know, there's been rumors of Maurizio Pochettino, but that's more of a thing if Pep resigns, not if Pep gets fired or Pep gets sacked. You know, a direct substitution, Pep gets sacked, Pochettino, doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But if Pep resigns, then the best option going forward would be Maurizio Pochettino, because now it's a matter of necessity, not a matter of, how can I put it, of taking a chance. So I think that, in all honesty, Pep really has to coach his way out of these problems. He can't keep relying on buying his way out of every single issue that he has within the football club. He has to coach his way out of this. The media make excuses for Pep Guardiola every single time. They make excuses for him, and it's getting to a point now where City fans are losing patience. They're losing patience, essentially. They are losing patience. They want the Champions League more than anything. Even though there may be a friction relationship between City fans and the club towards UEFA, they still want that trophy because it is the holy grail. It is the one that they haven't won. It's like Liverpool in the Premier League at a time. They may have won the UCL last year, but the Premier League was the one that they actually wanted. Let's just see how it goes. Let's just see. I think City may go back in the transfer market and invest again. I think they may look at getting John Stones off their books and getting someone to come in to almost shore up things. Raheem Sterling's miss was crazy. I don't even expect that, if I'm being honest. That was absolutely crazy. Instead of questioning Pep's tactical awareness, let's look at what he's done at City. He's turned Kevin De Bruyne into the best midfielder in the world. He's turned Raheem Sterling into an absolute goal machine. Aguero hasn't slowed down either. Jesus looks better from when he first came. Ilkay Gundogan looks a lot smarter and more clever on the ball. Bernardo Silva still looks crazy. He looks world class. He's improved a lot too. Riyad Mahrez has also been something else since he's come to the football club. A lot of players have improved under Guardiola. When I first saw Phil Foden, he wasn't the player that he is now. He wasn't, but he has improved under Guardiola. I don't know what it is, but defensively, Pep asks his back four to be very brave, to play with the ball, keep it on the floor, play, find your way out of it, find a pass that gets you out of trouble. He likes to do that, but does he have the players at his disposal to kind of ask them those responsibilities? I don't know. We've seen Otamendi make many a mistake. We've seen John Stones also make many a mistake. The only centre back or person that can play there with a calm head and actually, play with the ball, Fernandinho, and he's not even a centre back. I don't know. Let's just see where City go from here. I genuinely think that Pep is really, really, really safe in this job. His future will not be questioned. There's even rumors that City are actually negotiating to give him a new contract because he's got 10 months left on his deal with City, and they're looking at giving him a new contract. So if that's any other football club the size of City, they'd be questioning the manager's future, if I'm being honest. But because it's Pep Guardiola, there's special privileges involved. So anyway, guys, we'll keep an eye on it. What do you guys think? Hit me up in the comments. Pep Guardiola or Pep Fraudiola? Let me know what you guys think. I think Pep is bulletproof. He won't lose his job. I think he has to coach his way out of these problems, and let's just see how it goes. Anyway, this is your boy Ryan Leaf on Halftime. I'll say it again, guys. Please subscribe and tell your football friends about this Halftime show. If you guys want to have a comment or two, tell me what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments, DM me on IG, and also let me know what you guys are feeling for or want to hear from me, chat or dissect about. So, anyway, this is your boy Ryan. Have the best Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in to Halftime. Cheers.